I've been thinking a lot about Edward Yang, the Taiwanese star director, may he rest in peace, and his use of perspective in his movies. For example, A Brighter Summer Day, the film is built around the tension of a collective perspective, that being the gangs, the school kids, and the political backdrop that the parents are facing, and the impossibility of trying to grow up in this ever-changing landscape. For example, we see this visually in his movie by the recurring use of doorways, windows, and partially obstructed views. When we see characters, we see them framed from the outside of where they are, highlighting that our perspective and the perspective of the characters within that story can't see the whole picture of what someone else is going through. So this visual metaphor has a tremendous impact on the insanity of that ending. Then take Taipei story, for example. Lung clings to the past through baseball and nostalgia, while Chin looks towards westernized and global features in her life. Their relationship collapses because they literally cannot see the world from each other's perspectives. And then we have Yi Yi, which covers something similar, with the child in that story taking photos of the back of people's heads, which is an aspect we rarely see of ourselves, and if we do, only via reflection. All of these are great examples of how Edward Yang takes perspective and informs what it means to us. Different examples for 3 different movies, all great, but the one I want to highlight specifically is Terrorizers, because it has a theme, a premise, and a thought that I really haven't stopped thinking about since I watched the movie. It deals with some complex and mature and sensitive topics. The ending, we have our main character, or one of the main character, as ensemble casts are often used with Edward Yang movies. And he went through a terrible divorce. His ex-wife, or who he is separating with, is in the bed with another man. They can't see things the same way, and they have what you would describe as they cannot reconcile their differences. And he decides to end his own life. And what happens is a nightmare sequence where the wife dreams, and we are not aware of this, it's played out as though it is the real world, dreams that he kills her. And this is to communicate something that I've heard before, but I really never thought of it that way until one, it was said to me, and then I think this movie was just a tremendous illustration of this thought, is that when you end your life, it is akin to ending, as opposed to you kill you, it is in a way, okay, and this is when you take perspective into play, you kill the world, because your entire understanding, all of your thoughts, the way you perceive the world, your entire perception of the world dies with you, whether by natural causes or if by you killing you, okay? But what is really illustrated quite well is that it wasn't as much him killing the world in this nightmare, in this dream, which paralleled exactly with the time that he took his own life, which is to communicate a one-to-one parallel. She died, not the world. And what this meant to me, and what I thought was so damn interesting, was a version of her died with him. And that was communicated via Edward Yang's spectacular filmography, cinematography, and writing. Because that version of her, maybe this version that he saw as hyperbolically kind, someone who was almost saint-like in her deeds, he had painted her in such a way that she was not like. And he clung to that ideal to his death, because I think he couldn't face accepting the fact that, one, she had fell out of love with him, and that, two, she wasn't the person that he thought she was, because that person would be with him. He believed, they were meant for each other. They were soulmates, this, that, and the other. So rather than live in a world where his perception skewed closer towards accuracy, he took himself and that mental picture of her with him. These are the types of things that I think make cinema one of the best mediums of all time. You could argue books could achieve something similar, but having that visual element, able to just so succinctly communicate something that I believe truly is a genius level thought. I believe that subtle, simple theme, thought being communicated is brilliant, period. It's one of the reasons I think Edward Yang is not just the best Taiwanese director, but one of the best directors of all time. And I strongly suggest you watch his films. I've yet to watch all of his films, but I've watched, I believe, 6 now, with the intention to watch all of them. This was something that, we talked for hours, me and Matt, about on the channel. So definitely check that out if you want a larger discussion. But I want to throw it to y'all. If you're a big fan of Edward Yang, you're a big fan of Terrorizers, A Brighter Summer Day, Taipei Story, Yi Yi, Mahjong, Confusion, any of his movies, really. Even if I haven't seen them yet, I'll try to watch it to have that discussion with you. That's what it's really about, and that's what I enjoy about this channel. So this is a call to action for you to, let's start a discussion, because I was thinking so much about Edward Yang. And, I had done that recording with Matt way back right after I watched his movies, and still haven't been able to get him out of my mind, because he did something special that stuck with me to this day. And I really think, even into my 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, I'm still going to be extremely impressed by what he was able to do. And, I want to continue that discussion. So, let's talk about it. And thank you for joining me. Like I said, leave a comment down below, and I will catch you on the flippity floop. Bye, y'all.